everyone. Chapter 7, Quadratics, Learning Target 7. This is Miss Osier.
And Miss Lahart.
And here we go.
Oh boy.
Locus, people.
Locus.
Okay, a parabola is technically a locus. It's a collection of the points equidistant from a fixed point, which is called the
Focus.
and a fixed line that's called the
Directrix.
There's a really cool paper folding thing that we can do that actually makes a parabola. It's super fun. Maybe we'll do it. It's
Maybe one of the problems on Mondays.
Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, so this is kind of just showing you the fact that any point on your parabola will always be the same distance from your focus as your directrix. That's the beauty, the locus definition. So here, with the graph we've been given, the 1/4 x squared plus 1, our focus is in the parabola, and our directrix is underneath the parabola.
Now, this will always take place. The focus will always be within the parabola. The directrix will always be outside of the parabola.
Yep. Okay, so the next part is just proving, so you see we have a couple points on our parabola. So if you look at the distance between the focus and the parabola, it's a distance of 2, because you can go right 2, and then down 2, so that distance is the same. It's a distance of 2.
Now here your distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you might be like,
How do I find the distance between 2 points?
Pythagorean theorem, people, distance formula, geometry is my heart and soul. I love it.
Okay. So this is us doing the distance formula between that focus and the point 4, 5. So you get 5, and that was the same as we counted up 5.
If you don't remember your distance formula, just make a right triangle and do Pythagorean theorem, people.
Yep. And again, we're just proving the fact that every point is equidistant from the focus and the directrix. So if you look at that 6, 10 point, that's still going to be the same distance. So if you count down, it's 10. And if you do the distance formula from the focus to the point, it is a distance of 10.
So we're just telling you that this is the definition and what they are. You need to be able to find them.
So the real definition of the focus is the fixed point inside the parabola on the x-axis of
On the
symmetry.
axis of symmetry.
Directrix.
Is the line outside the parabola, and it's always going to be perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. This is very beneficial because that means it's directly below.
So this learning target is really just about finding the vertex, the focus, and the directrix.
So when you're dealing with it, you always want to be in vertex form. That's why this
Always.
all goes together. You want it in vertex form.
Okay, now there are a bunch of different ways you can see these equations. That is standard form. You're used to that. We have intercept form, which looks like that. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Vertex form, we just got done doing.
Well, intercept form is factored form.
Yeah.
You've seen that.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, when we graphing parabola,
Yeah.
no, else. Yep. Conic form is a new one.
Whoa! And that's what we're going to be doing, people.
Yep, eventually, but we just want to show you the different forms of these types of equations. You got to be able to work with every single one of them to get your vertex, your focus, and your directrix. So let's actually do some examples. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, vertex form with focus and directrix is this. Now, this looks kind of silly.
A little different.
But you basically just need to remember 1 over 4p. Everything else is the same as what we've been doing.
Yep.
This is the new thing.
1 over 4p. Because that p value is what gives you the distance between your vertex and your focus and your vertex and your directrix. It's all about the p.
It's all about the p. Okay. So basically, whatever number's out here, you set it equal to 1 over 4p and you solve for p.
Now, something new for you guys. You guys have only done x squared parabolas, but in Algebra 2, we're going to introduce you to the y squared parabolas. So they're just going to be parabolas that open to the left or open to the right.
Yep. And they're not functions, to be clear.
Yep.
But they are a graph.
So again, p is the distance from the vertex to the focus and the vertex to the directrix.
It's a distance. Why we call it p? Because someone decided to call it p.
Yeah.
Just, that is what it is. It's the distance.
Find your p. Just kidding.
Okay.
No? Okay. Always start with your vertex.
Okay.
Always
vertex is at, this is an x squared parabola.
Okay. Yeah, you always got to know the flow of what your parabola will look like.
Okay. So x squared goes up and down.
Yep.
You just said that. Okay. Remember, a negative on the outside is going to flip it
So that's what our parabola looks like, just as we go forth.
because it's making every value negative. So they're all going up and down.
Is it in vertex form?
No. Well, yes, I'm sorry, it is. Do we have the vertex? No, we do not. We need the vertex.
Okay, where do you get the vertex? From those 2 points. Remember, when it's in the parenthesis, it's opposite. When it's next to it, it's just the same. So our vertex would be negative 10, 8.
Perfect.
So now we go after the p value.
So remember, 1 over 4p is what we said you need to remember. If you're wondering why we just wrote 4p, well, because this is 1 over 8. That means that 8 is the 4p part.
Yep. So you solve, you get p is 2.
Notice that we don't have a negative involved in this because it is a distance, and distance is not a negative value, it's a positive value.
Okay, so now from your vertex point, your p-value of being 2 means that your focus, and it's going to pop up. Remember that your focus needs to be in the parabola, and your directrix would mean outside. So that's what it looks like.
So what are we adding the p-value to? Are we adding it to our x value, or are we adding it to our y value? Is the distance from the vertex going up and down or left and right?
It's going up and down, so that means the y will be affected.
So that means that our focus is down
2.
2. Sorry, my brain. There we go.
So that means that the point would be negative 10, 6.
Boom.
Okay?
Because 8 down 2 is 6. And my brain is going up 2. Okay. Boom.
Now, the directrix is going to be an equation of a line, so it's going to be y equals in this case. And it is going to be, if we go from the vertex point of 8 and go up 2, it's at 10. So there's your 3 things.
So we're going to do it again. I swear once you get the hang of it, you're fine.
Okay. Ooh, here we go. We got an x equal and a y squared. So people, this is going to be left and right. It's
Boom.
positive, so it opens up to the right.
If it were negative, it would open up to the left.
Now, careful when you identify your vertex. The y goes with the y and the x goes with the x. So in this case, it's flipped around.
So it's still change keep, but they're just flipped.
Yep.
The
So-
7 is the x value.
Yep.
The negative 6 is the y value.
Okay. So now we think about where the focus would be and where the directrix would be. Oh, we solve for our p
Yeah,
first.
so P is 3. Focus would be inside, directrix would be outside. That means I went to the right 3
So
to
if I
get to
go-
my focus.
Yep. So if I go to the right 3, 7 plus 3 will give me 10, negative 6 for my focus point.
And if I went to the left 3, I hit left arrow,
Oh.
I would get 4. So x equals 4. Boom.
Now, the only way we can make this harder is if we give you something that's not in standard form, like y equals or x equals.
Oh, goodness. Why you got to do that?
I know, right?
Jeez.
First step I did was I noticed the x was squared, so I want that on the right side. So I just flipped my equation, because you can do that.
There we go.
Now you would divide everything by negative 20.
But when we do that, we're not going to write x plus 2 squared over negative 20.
Nope.
We're going to write 1 over negative 20 on the outside, because that looks like what we want it to look like.
Yep, and then you would add the 1 over, and now you're in vertex form.
Look at that.
So what's the vertex? Opposite, same, so negative 2, positive 1. It's a downward facing parabola.
X squared, negative, down.
Okay,
Inside, outside.
so then we have the vertex at negative 2, 1. We find our p. 4p equals 20 means our p is 5. So where is our focus? Where is our directrix? It's gonna be
Focus inside, so we go down.
So-
Directrix is outside, so we go up. So negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Oh, sorry, what did I just do? Oh, we went to focus. We're going down. Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. Negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Boom. Okay. So again, rearrange it. Flip it, so your squared value is on the right. Divide by the 8 by making it a fraction. Add the 5.
There's vertex form. Now this is going to be an opening up to the right because it's a positive. Vertex, be careful.
Is 5 positive 3.
Okay,
Focus is going to go to the right
So we
by
get-
2.
by 2. So if you go right 2, you're going to be at 7, 3. And then if you go left 2, you're going to be at x equals positive 3.
Look
Oh.
at us go. Oh, sorry.
And that's just getting it, looking at a different equation.
Yes.
It's not in vertex form.
Correct. Okay. All right. Next
Ooh.
one.
Oh, none of
That's
my
all done for you.
animations.
You're completing the square.
Yep, so we
Together.
added 2 over, and then I took out a negative 20, so that's when it worked with. Then you did half as squaresies.
Boom,
Completing the
boom.
square, you move your 3 over.
A 20th of 100 is 5. It's a negative, so it's negative. You know how to complete the square.
Yep, sorry my animations are off. So vertex, negative 10, positive 3.
Boom.
P-value, 4p equals 20, we got p equals 5.
Opening
What is the
downward, so we're going down.
Yep. Yep. I think my animations are off because of the parabola.
There
Oh,
it
there it is. So it would be in and out. So if you go from negative 10, 3, if you go down 5. Shoot, my points are wrong.
Oops, negative 10, 3. Down 5 would be negative 10, negative 2.
Yep, negative 10, negative 2.
And up 5 would be negative 10, 8. I think we did that on the other one too, and
Yep.
that's why I was pausing and I just couldn't figure it out. All right, again, we're going to complete the square.
This is on the other one. Again, it's pretty ugly because it has fractions, but you've got to be able to work with it.
So it's there. Pause it if you need to. You guys understand the process of completing the square.
X would be negative 17
yep.
fourths, and the Y would be negative 10.
Be careful with that.
P
And
is
then-
5 again.
Boom. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now we're opening to the left. So my focus is to the left 5. which, yeah, you have to do a fraction, and that's okay.
Just use your calculator.
And then my directrix is to the right 5. Boom.
There we go.
Let us go. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in class, and yes, you'll practice, and you'll be fine.